Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Independence High podcast. I don't remember what episode this number this is, but that I think that's a good sign. Anyway, we're gonna start today. There's a new little segment where I asked on my Instagram or on the IHHP Instagram if there are any questions that you wanted me to answer. I said literally anything, and I'm gonna try to do this every week, so see what happens. So let's answer some questions. First question comes from at crispy_bacon. Why are you gay? Um, no you. Okay, second question, not really a question, comes from at Johnny.ln, I think it says. He said, thoughts on climate change. I took an environmental science course over my what was it? Sophomore to junior year of high school. There the biggest thing we talked about was of course climate change. Um, Overall thoughts, it's bad. We should do everything we can do to stop it. I don't know why people don't listen to the scientists and professionals who know the topic that say like the Earth is gonna die in like 10 years. Um, and it's like speeding up. It's horrible. Planet's gonna die. If all of the ice caps were to melt, then California would no longer exist. We'd just be underwater. And then there's a segment from Ben Shapiro who says, even if that were to happen, wouldn't people just like sell their houses and move inland? It's like, who would buy those houses if they know they're gonna sink? Uh, yeah, that's a funny thought. So yeah, it's bad. We should do everything we can to stop it. Um, don't know why people think it's not real. It's clearly real, and we're all gonna die. Okay. Next question comes from at Leon Weird Face Liu. Can I be in the next podcast? No. Sign up. Jesus Christ. I don't know how more clear I can make it. Sign up on the thing. I'm pretty sure you already have. I don't know why you keep asking. You've already signed up. I will text anyone who has signed up. I'll give them 1 or 2 weeks in advance to tell them, hey, you're going to be on this episode of the podcast. We're going to record it on this date. Um, yeah, I don't know why you keep asking. Kevin Bao, or at Kevin Bao on Instagram says girl tier list in all caps and 2 exclamation marks. Um, that's very derogatory to list um females based on a variety of qualities. It's very demeaning and dehumanizing, and I don't agree with your statement. It's very it's not very 21st century of you. With that being said, Michelle Obama is going to be in SS tier along with my girlfriend and Ivanka Trump. I know Ivanka Trump and Michelle Obama can be controversial, putting them in the same tier, but they both have admirable qualities just in a different way. And then everyone else below that doesn't really matter. Ellen DeGeneres is actually an S along with Oprah. So those are all the questions. Thank you for everyone who submitted a question. I will try to answer all the questions next time. So be sure to keep an eye on our Instagram. So into some school news. I'm gonna talk about some clubs. So IHS Film Club, we talked about them. We talked with the president Kane Hong in episode 1. Go ahead and watch that if you haven't. Film Club is gonna be having their first ever meeting Monday. Uh, when is it? Today's the 12th, so tomorrow's the 13th, 16th. Monday the 16th. Is gonna be their first ever meeting. If you want more details, uh, there will be a I will I will put something in the description of the Instagram post advertising it. Go ahead and follow IHS Film on Instagram. That's at IHS Film. It's a really cool club. But another club that's also really cool is the IHS Pin Club. So Pin Club is going to be where you know those pins, those buttons you see everybody wearing and put them on their backpack. And it's like, oh, super quirky, whatever, right? They're really cool. Um, I've made a few in my engineering class. But yeah, now there's an official club for it. Its first meeting is gonna be the same Monday at lunch. I will again post details in the description. Um, but I'm an officer there, so I'm gonna be there at that meeting. So come check it out. I'll sign autographs and I'll give you a discount if you join the club. So that's a really good deal. So that's clubs. We have a lot of scholarship opportunities. Uh, don't want to read them all. There's too many of them. Just check out School Loop yourself. Um, Come on, just do it. It's already there. I'm basically just re-saying information. But anyway, um, there's going to be a STEM opportunity for those interested in medical career fields. So it's going to be hosted by Stanford medical students and Santa Clara County Medical Associations stuff. Yeah, so it's a really good opportunity. You have to apply by October 5th. So if you are really interested in anything medical, this is a great opportunity. It'll give you some base experience, and especially working with such a high-profile medical school, Stanford, that's going to look really good on any application, and also give you some knowledge that I guess high school couldn't provide to you. Also, this goes out to all AP students. AP exams, you're no longer going to pay for them like closer to the actual test date. You're going to be paying for them starting on September 16th until October 31st. So it's going to be a lot earlier in the year, which I think is just a way to like get more people taking the test because at that point, like that late in the school year, people are going to know, like, or people are going to think, yeah, I'm not ready for this test. There's no way I'm going to do it. My teacher sucks, yada, 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 right? They're going to be thinking that that's going to be going through their head. So in order to negate that, they want to do it earlier so that more people get it before they actually know what they're signing up for, which is a good business move, I guess. Um, so AP students beware that this Monday, they're that's when AP tests are gonna start being paid for. And last thing I'm gonna talk about is the AVAB test. It's like a from what I was told, what I've been told for my past couple of years. It's like a military thing, but um, or it's a test made by the military, but it doesn't exclusively relate to all military things. Basically, it's just a test that tells you what you may or may not be good at in your future careers. So it's a really useful test, though I've never taken it. Um, Especially if you don't know what you want to do in life, you can just, take the test and be like, I'm gonna be a sewage plant specialist. I want to know what that does. You look into it and like, hey, I like that. It's a really good chance to figure out what you really are good at. So, uh, thank you for listening to the intro. And now we're gonna get into the interview. So, check it out. So here joining me today for episode 5, the IHHP, is Patrick Ta.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you know how it
All
is.
right, all right.
Yeah.
So Patrick, what are we gonna do today?
All right. We're gonna go off on an adventure and interview a lot of people. We're gonna ask him. We're gonna ask him a lot of questions like video games and violence in those video games and how they relate to real life. That about sums it up, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. So this episode's gonna work a little bit differently because Patrick's gonna be my co-host and we're gonna be interviewing a lot of different people. So let's go get the first guest right now. So interviewing first, we have our good friend Dan Lee. So Dan, what's up?
Uh,
Um, I'm gonna ask you the first question in our long list of questions, right?
Of professionally constructed questions.
Yes, professionally constructed questions by another person in the medium.
okay.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so the first question is, do you think that there is any link between the recent mass shootings and the exposure of violence in video games?
No,
Do you want to shed some light as to why you think that?
because there are like other things that cause the violence, like domestic violence.
Oh, I think I hear some domestic violence in the background right now.
Did you say domestic violence is a cause of violence?
Yeah.
Do you have any other reasons, or is that your only reason?
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
All right, he has no idea what he's talking about. Well, Dan, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we can get you on again. And thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hello, Vince.
What? I have been summoned, but I was doing homework.
Well, too bad. Can we ask you a couple of questions?
What's your question?
Has violence been a big factor in deciding if you play a video game or not? Basically, does violence in video games make you want to play said video game?
No. I mean, unless it's Doom, no.
If not the violence, then what factors draw you to a video game?
To play a video game?
Yes, to play a video game.
If it looks fun. Like, fun to do things, like, exploring the world like in Minecraft, or shooting people in Call of Duty. I
Shooting
don't know.
people?
That contradicts what I said, probably.
Yeah, it does, you monster.
Can you elaborate more on your Doom and the violence?
Because of it's because of Doom, puts an emphasis on how violent the game actually is. Like, you go up to a little demon and you split it in half with your bare arms. That's cool, right? Because you can do that in Doom.
Does that also mean that you also like games such as Mortal Kombat?
Well, that could also be a factor into what I just said. Yeah, it's I guess it's to cater to people's tastes. That's why they're that violent.
Of
So
ripping
people
demons
play
in
those.
half. Yeah. Cater to people's tastes of ripping demons in half with their bare
Yeah,
hands
because
on Mars.
because normally, people can't do that. Because one, we can't go to Mars, and two, we don't know if there's life on Mars, and three, not everyone is strong enough to rip that living being in half.
With his bare hands.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Well, not everyone's
Yeah,
you, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin can do that, yeah.
You don't even live on Mars. Shut up.
You don't know that. What if I did?
Well, I mean,
we
what
all
if
know that you don't live on Mars.
what if a demon is living on Earth?
Then we could call Kevin to kill it, I guess.
Would you promote the killing of a demon on Earth?
We need to listen to its reasons first, because there are a lot of aliens up in fiction, like say censor that, Transformers. I don't know.
Interesting.
They're here to steal energy from our Earth, so we hate them. But then you see aliens like I don't know, Megamind, and he's a superhero.
Oh, well, you just spoiled Megamind for me, dude. What the
Damn,
hell?
that's
You
foul,
just
dude.
actually spoiled Megamind for me.
What, you haven't seen Megamind, dude?
No,
What
I
the
haven't
heck?
seen Megamind. Oh
I can't
just
believe you haven't seen. I
spoiled-
can't believe you haven't
spoiled
seen Megamind.
Megamind.
What?
Dude, why?
I can't believe you haven't.
Spoiled Megamind.
Actually,
It has been
suck,
10 years. I can't believe.
Dude, after the show, I was gonna watch it, like right after.
I can't believe you. You haven't seen it.
Well, I can't believe you just spoiled
Dude,
it.
Megamind is such a good movie too, dude. Like the build up, the breakdown.
And I'm
Oh
missing
my
out on
god, and
all
you
that.
spoiled it all for him.
Dude, what? Well, that's kind of your fault, because it's been
fault.
Okay.
All right, I'm actually gonna rip
Mega
out your
Mind.
spine.
Okay, Mr. Doom
your
guy,
hand.
calm down.
You know what, dude? Don't worry, Kevin. I'm about to spoil it some
No,
more. You
no,
know what happens in
no! All right, for our next guest, we have a pro gamer here. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Hello, gamer.
Are you gaming right now?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. What a topical thing to be doing. All right.
Yes.
We have some questions for you, or just one question for you.
One question. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
By playing video games, do you think your perception of violence has changed?
Yes. Every day when I walk to school, I just get the urge to pull out my
love,
that's in my
heart, hug.
down the entire school. You think I'm joking, huh?
Do you have
We'll see.
Do you have a reason why you think those things?
It's because every time I play,
My Little Pony Pinkie Pie's Party for the Nintendo DS.
it's just become ingrained into my mind now. Every time I see a man wearing sunglasses, oh, I just want to
Hug him.
And he ran with like
Close.
on. Dude, he
Getting hugged.
can't believe this man didn't even buy a helmet.
So are you saying that you're not going to
Hug.
kill anybody without?
Close.
I went out
Close.
there even more easier of a target. I can't believe this. I'll
Of
get the
course.
one day. Especially that man, Mr. Castillo.
Hug him the most.
Oh no.
I don't put this in the podcast. You put this in the podcast, everyone's gonna think like, what the fuck, this kid? The actual.
School hugger.
Well, Brandon, yes, thank you for being on the show.
Alright, thank you for having me, Kevin.
I would like. This is just my perspective. Right? I would get a
Confetti cannon.
or
Friendly firework.
either or, right? And put them under the bleachers during a rally.
Yeah, I guess that's a really efficient way of doing things.
Yeah, I mean they're all grouped up. They're like it's like
Hugging.
exactly.
fish in a barrel. Oh my god.
Oh, yep, yep, just like
Hugging.
fish in a barrel, Patrick. It's just like
Hugging.
fish in a barrel.
Yeah, and imagine the news coverage on that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely.
All right, next on our guest list, we have everybody's favorite, Griffin Huynh.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Can we ask you a few questions, sir?
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks. Also with me is Patrick.
Yes.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine on this wonderful day.
That's great to hear.
So, have video games ever made you want to take like a deagle, point it directly at the head of a prone opponent in front of you,
With a gun.
with a gun, yeah, with a gun, and see the fear in their
The
eyes,
fear in their eyes.
yeah, and
I
just
guess,
make you want to shoot them?
I guess
Has video games
like,
ever done that to you? Like that
I guess-
huge feeling of just wanting to just shoot the shit out of somebody, just kill them instantly.
I think that's. Oh, I never really felt that whenever I played video games. So
So you've never felt that ever.
no, definitely not.
So do you think that violence in video games have led to these mass shootings everywhere?
No, not at all.
Did video games have anything to do with the man that you murdered in cold blood?
What? What do you want about?
Like the guy that you killed? Did video games have any
I
effect on
didn't.
that? So you don't have any experience before?
No,
Would you ever want to?
definitely not.
Not again.
What are you on about?
Yeah, so would you want to again?
No.
You wouldn't want to do it again, just to clarify.
In a more video game inspired fashion.
Yeah, like more like grand.
Where you rip a baby in half.
Something like that.
Wait, it's so dark, bro. No, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that, but we're asking if you would do it.
Definitely. No, not at all. I don't know what you're trying to do over here.
What I'm trying to do is I want to get your opinion on video game violence and how that affected you in your murder charges, which are very public at this point. So
Why are you playing again?
Because you have, right?
No, I haven't.
you haven't killed anyone.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever. I think you have killed a lot of people before.
What the heck?
It's at least 7, I believe, at this
No.
point. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's at least 7 confirmed kills.
What
Yep,
the?
Yeah, like one of them was a baby.
Oh, wait, the.
Yeah, you ripped it in half. Anyway, thank you, Griffin, for being on the show. Greatly appreciate it. You
Yeah,
horrible
no
monster.
Or me, you know.
Thank you for all the insight on what being a killer is. We greatly appreciate it.
Uh-huh. And,
Have a good day.
yeah. Have a nice day.
All right, our last guest for today, Mr. Haozheng Lao.
Hello, Hal.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Is it okay if we ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, what do you guys need?
So you are closely associated with a skeleton at our
Oh,
school. So I want to know, do you carry a bow and arrow with you?
I do have a bow and arrow.
Okay. Have you ever shot anybody with it, like with your bow and arrow?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever killed anybody with one of your arrows?
No.
Have you ever considered it, or do you consider
Yes.
it still? Oh, okay.
Dude, I thought this discussion was about video game violence.
It is, sir. Please try to stay on topic. So, if you were to wear a black jacket in sort of like a black skeleton,
There's no black
some sort
part.
of that, would you attack me if I looked in your eyes?
Depends.
Okay, so what if I was like in a body of water?
Yeah.
You would attack me still? What if I stared at you while in water?
I don't know. Depends. Did you shoot me with a bow?
No, I would not shoot you with a bow, but I would look in your eyes.
I'll attack you anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be in water and like
Oh,
you
okay.
you wouldn't be able to reach me if I was in water.
I can't swim?
No.
Of course. You can just stand in the water and I'll just shoot you with my bow.
Because he's an ender skeleton hybrid.
Oh, okay. So you're still in the skeleton thing. Okay, I thought we were specifically talking about you in Enderman form.
No, because I'm also an Enderman.
So so it's like a mix of both properties, basically, is what I'm hearing. Okay, well, Hal, thank you for being on our podcast, giving us the insight on what it's like to act in aggression because of video game characteristics and the characteristics that you decided to take on because you felt a connection with a violent character in game. So I want to thank you for being on the show.
Okay.
That went nowhere. Hope you know that.
I know. Okay, Patrick, what do you think? What conclusions do you think we'll be able to draw with everything that we've learned today, with all of our interviews? What do you think we've learned?
All right. With all due respect, the evidence we have gathered here today closely mirrors what we discussed in international relations. How when one person brought up bows and arrows for some reason, that man. I mean, it shows. It shows that here, no one man can have all that power. That man can take out droves, masses of human beings with just a bow and arrow. That shows just how dangerous a bow and arrow is, and therefore, and that's why the bow and arrow should be regulated under the NRA.
So the final conclusion we were able to draw is to ban bows and arrows.
Definitely.
All right, Patrick. Well, thank you for joining me today. Hello, boys and girls. Thank you for watching this episode of the IHHP. Greatly appreciate any support you guys want to give. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe for more high quality content, click that bell, do all that stuff that cooler YouTubers say. I guess cooler podcast people say in general. Just cooler people than me in general. So I want to apologize in case that interview sounded off, like weird at any point, because when I recorded it, I actually lost my audio, so I only had the people I was interviewing audio. So I had to dub over myself trying to remember what I said. So if it sounds unnatural at any point, that's why, because I had to just like, okay, that's what I said using context clues, and then just say it again. Uh, so yeah. Also, I have one last announcement that I probably should have put in the intro, but too late now. Um, we're gonna do a program, or not a program. We're gonna do a publicity stunt to say, where if you are to post on your story, or post somewhere, that you've given us a shout out, like say you post one of our posts on Instagram on your story, and you say, hey, check these people out, and you send us that story to show us that you did indeed post us on your story. We're going to shout you back out in the podcast. That's right. That's a chance to hear your name in the podcast without having to do any actual effort except for click a few buttons. So if you're interested in that, just post something on your story, send it to us, and you'll be in the next week's episode. It's kind of like Patreon. like, you know, YouTubers who are like, yo, follow me on or support me on Patreon, and then you'll get your name mentioned, except for you don't have to pay for anything. So yeah, if you want more exposure, there you go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you tune in next time, and have a wonderful rest of your day/evening.